Hello, this is Black Crow Walking, bringing you A Course of Love by Mari Perron, and we are up to chapter 16, verse 15. We're talking about what you choose instead, which is really, really, really interesting. So if you haven't been listening, go back through some of the older past videos and have a listen. It's just fascinating. So while you claim you need proof, before you can believe or accept something as a fact or as truth. So do you need proof? Do you need proof? Is that who you are? Is that what you do? And we're trained to do that, aren't we? We're trained to ask for proof. And certainly before you can act upon it, you live as if you believe that what has never worked before will somehow miraculously work in the future. We live in hope, don't we? All right. You have nothing but evidence of a life of unhappiness and despair, where occasional moments of joy or a few people that you love out of the many that you do not are all that make your life worth living. And read that again. You have nothing but evidence of a life of unhappiness and despair, where occasional moments of joy or a few people that you love out of the many that you do not are all that make your life worth living. You think that to be asked to give up the caution, protection, and vigilance that protects these moments of joy and people you love as well as your own self is to be asked to live a life of even greater risk than that which you live now. I'm going to read that bit again. You think that to be asked to give up the caution, protection, and vigilance that protects these moments of joy and people you love as well as your own self is to be asked to live a life of even greater risk than that which you live now. Your judgment has not made the world a better place, has it? It's made you miserable. Because when you judge someone, you are creating a disconnect. And they will shut down and they won't want to even talk to you. When someone judges you, you do the same thing. But does that make you happy? No. It makes you miserable. Stop it. Stop the judgment. Your judgment has not made the world a better place. If history proves anything, it proves the opposite of what you would care to believe. The more the individual, society, and culture indulge in the desire to judge, the more godlike they think they make themselves. So there you are. You have the superior and the special. Let's go back and read it again. The more the individual, society, and culture indulge in the desire to judge, the more godlike they think they make themselves. For all of you here know that judgment is not your place, and that it belongs to God and God alone, which is really interesting because God doesn't judge. This is firmly attached to your memory of creation. And we are trained right from birth that God's going to judge you. God doesn't judge you. God is love. Love does not judge. Fear judges. Fear and ego judge. And superiority judges. And specialness judges. When you stop judging, you give up your superiority. You give up your specialness. And trying to force others to be special for you. Give it up. Makes you miserable. Time to be happy, don't you reckon? Especially in 2023. For all of you here know that judgment is not your place and that it belongs to God and God alone. This is not true. This is firmly attached to your memory of creation. To wrestle the right to judge away from God is an act against God. Because if you judge, beloved, if you judge your fellow man, you are judging divinity that lives within them. It's not the divinity, this beautiful soul, this formless being that is acting out in the world through fear, that is the personality and the ego through fear. That's not what you're judging. You're judging the divine within them. And we are all capable of growth. We are all capable of change. We're all doing it. Some people slowly, but we're all doing it. Evolution happens despite us. And like a child who has dared to defy his parents, the act of defiance fills the defiant one with boldness. Something dangerous has been tried and has seemingly succeeded. The order of the universe has flipped. The child believes she has stolen the role of parent away from the parent without having become a parent. God has become the enemy to those who judge, just as the parent of a defiant child becomes the enemy in the child's perception. The child believes, I'm reading it again, the child believes she has stolen the role of parent away from the parent without having become a parent. I remember feeling that when I was a teenager. I thought I was, I don't know, somehow wiser than my parents, maybe more loving than my parents. I don't know what it was I felt, but I know that felt like I was the parent and they were the children. And I firmly believed that. I believed it right up until into my 40s. But I don't believe it now. It's just an illusion. I love my parents. I love my parents very, very much. My father's 95 and my mother's 90. And I am so blessed to still have them. And there's no way in the world that I would, right now, take away the fact that they are my parent. I'm so lucky to have them. And there's so many people out there who haven't got their parents still. And they would long to have their parents still. God has become the enemy to those who judge, just as the parent of a defiant child becomes the enemy of the child's perception. We rebel against our parents, we push away from them. We're in a society where we try and be individuals, which is never true. It's just an illusion. I remember when my daughter pushed away from me when she was having her second baby because she needed to be the parent, and yet she needed me. It was a hard lesson. We are all love, and when we love each other, it's delicious, it's happy, it's creative. Just do that. Let go of all these judgments that keep us separated from each other and keep us in superiority and specialness. Let go of the judgments and the fear that make your life miserable. And come back, beloved, to you, to who you really are, the very essence of love. You are this formless being experiencing life in form. And guess what? I love you. Bye for now.